Welcome back everybody to another episode of Castle Smashers. My name is Dan and I have Trent with me today.
Hello everyone.
Once again Trent will be playing a game, this time something a little newer but equally as niche and unheard of as some of the other games we've played. This one's called Ni no Kuni. It's a PlayStation 3 title that came out in 2012. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with this game. Firstly,
I have no idea what to expect with this.
Yeah, well, firstly I just want to apologise for the quality of the video. I had some technical issues getting the PlayStation to output the HDMI, so we're going through composite. This game is really beautiful, and unfortunately this video probably won't quite do it justice. So, let's get into it.
Looks good enough.
So I have no idea what the title means, it's Japanese.
Right, so new game?
Yeah, go new game.
Ooh.
Go easy.
I know, I raised your save game.
I hope not. No, I'm not even joking, like, I hope not. This game is a JRPG, so it's quite long, and having all of that progress loss would be very, very heartbreaking.
So this should be heavily story-driven.
In the beginning, yes, but it gets into the game pretty quick.
Get a move on, Ollie boy!
Slow down, Mr. Drippy.
But Ding Dong Dell's just on the way.
Oh yeah, lots of British accents.
Okay.
Oh.
Or Scottish or something, I don't know.
Maybe where they did all the recording and stuff.
What do we do?
Run for it!
Run for it, Lassie, run!
Yeah, the accents actually, in my mind, and I have the same opinion about Xenoblade Chronicles, sort of add to the otherworldly feel of the game.
Yeah.
Atmosphere.
I guess if it's just sounding sort of American...
It doesn't feel fantasy-ish.
Yeah.
So this is...
Well, you've got things like Lord of the Rings and that, where like the dwarves like, oh, come on, Lassie, we need to cross the ravines. Yay, the intro again.
Yep.
Alright.
So, while this is going, Level 5 is a really good company, Japanese company, and they actually made Dragon Quest IX on the DS, which is another excellent JRPG, and they've done a bunch of other cool things, but they made this in conjunction with Studio Ghibli, which is quite commonly called the Japanese Disney, and they're known for movies like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, Grave of the Fireflies, Porco Rosso, like really good animated movies.
Mm. I remember liking things like Pewter Castle in the Sky.
That's another one. They're all really good. And just recently, which is part of the reason why this has been on my mind as something to play, is because Hayao Miyazaki has just recently retired, leaving his son Goro to sort of run the company and make the movies. Personally, I'm not as big of a fan of his son's stuff. They're sort of less fantasy and more romantic-y.
What the hell's that? It's like a duck tree.
Oh, this game has got so many puns. Oh yeah, it is.
You know me, I love puns.
Yeah, it's puntastic. I'm still reeling from your scalding remark about Bug Island being buggy.
Very buggy.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a bit Ni no Kuni.
No, don't even. Don't force it. Don't try to force it. God. Can you skip this video? Like, can we just go to the game?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Triangle.
Get to the gameplay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the cutscenes have all been animated by Studio Ghibli as well.
Yeah, I thought they'd be like the 3D in-game.
Sorry, mister.
There are in-game cutscenes.
Yeah.
Which you'll see, but there's also plenty of these animated
Good
ones
morning,
too.
Oliver. Your groceries are over there, honey.
Thanks.
Oh, I almost forgot. Did Philip find you? He said he had something to show you, dear.
Really? So he finally finished it, huh? Do you know where he is right now?
He just stepped out with some deliveries for me. I doubt he'll have gotten far.
Thanks, Miss Layla.
Oh, say hi to your mother for me.
Sure thing, Miss Layla.
Did you watch the Studio Ghibli movie My Neighbor Totoro?
Briefly, just a few scenes.
Oh, okay. Well, this game sort of has this very dark sort of overtone, much like My Neighbor Totoro does, but I won't spoil anything for you. I'll see if you can figure it out.
Let's see if we can get to that. Learning how to walk. Yay! Alright, where's Philip?
God, the shearing from the freaking analog cables. My
yeah,
God.
it's blurry. Is this Philip here?
Yeah.
Good thing you found me. Guess what? She's finally ready.
So what Miss Layla said is...
What else would it be, dum-dum?
Boy, you are something else, Phil. So what do we do now?
What else? We take her for a spin. Tonight.
What? Tonight? But I can't. I mean, I need to ask my mom. And...
Sure. You go ask your mom. And then when do we do it, huh? Tomorrow? Next year?
Well,
When you're reading these kind of
okay,
text-based things, do you wait for the voice to completely finish?
Sometimes, and sometimes I'll read the text at the bottom and then just skip the rest.
Okay.
It really depends on the mood I'm in, as well as sometimes the pacing of the plot can sort of get spoiled by the discussions, and I just want to get to like the next fight.
Yeah.
Or so says the crystal ball, Your Radiance.
So now this I was trying to skip, but it's turned into a cutscene.
Dark Jin's power alone will not suffice.
I fear not.
What is the child's name?
Oliver, Your Radiance.
Oliver.
Oliver.
This is a disaster waiting to happen.
Running with the milk.
R1. So Oliver's house is that star. Is it like a run button?
Not that I remember. It's been a while since I played this game. Yeah, I mean it came out like last year, so
Really, I thought it was a bit earlier.
I'm pretty sure it was last year. It could have been end of the year before, but it's pretty recent. Pretty sure it's a 2012 game. I would look this information up on my trusty smartphone.
I do admit this does look pretty nice.
Well, see, me, I am personally like a big sucker for games with a cool art direction as opposed to
I
photorealism.
got the groceries.
So no surprise, I like games like, you know, the Wind Waker HD and Skyward Sword, Nino Kuni, Okami.
Okay.
Mom, did you say
See, this is
something?
it's really smooth.
Kind of busy tomorrow.
But then again, I haven't played much PlayStation 3 before.
And Muramasa, which I've mentioned that I want to do a video for, is also on my list of like games I really like, largely because of
Yes,
the
I suppose
artwork.
I will. Oh, you will, huh?
Will you stop being so mysterious and
It's
eat your
like some
breakfast?
really nice eggs.
You'll be late for school. Chew before you swallow.
Actually, I made some eggs for breakfast this morning. That was so good. It's like the best ever eggs I've made.
These are the things that the
Thanks for
internet needs to
breakfast,
know.
Mom.
Yes. Well, he ate
See you
that pretty
later, Mom.
quickly.
Bye,
Put it
sweetie.
down.
You be good now.
So
Well,
this game is unfortunately PlayStation 3 exclusive, being that a lot of people in Japan don't own Xboxes. There is another Ni no Kuni on the DS that only came out in Japan, and it is a different game to this one, though it was still made by the same company. And one of the reasons why it didn't come out here was because at the time of release, you know, like, oh, there you go, no, it's 2013, so it came out at the start of this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's really recent. It came out in January 2013. Yeah, the DS one didn't come out because here in the West, DS piracy is absolutely rampant. So many games did not come to the DS simply because publishers expected everybody to pirate it and sell no copies.
Well, yeah, they don't want to bring out a game somewhere else that'll not make any profit.
The second hurdle that the game had was that it actually came with a gigantic spell book, like the one that the character carries around.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Because you use the stylus to draw sigils on the touchscreen to cast the spells, but you actually got to look them up in the actual physical book you've got.
Yeah, that would be terrible for like pre-owned.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're over to Phil's garage. Which is there.
So thanks to the PlayStation 3 having Blu-ray, you get to choose between English or Japanese language tracks, which is great because a lot of the time the English voice work is really bad. Although in this game it's actually really good, so that's not a necessity.
Does his mother know he's going out this late at night?
No, he's sneaking
out.
Yeah, he's a rebel.
I should have used that old the old technique of jumping out the window with the
climbing down the tree. Yeah.
What are you looking at? What is it with that kid? What kept you, Slowpoke?
Sorry, my mom just wouldn't go to bed. So, is it finished?
Sure is. The last bearing's in, and she's primed for action. Want to see?
Do I ever?
All right.
Is this some sort of car?
Here goes nothing.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Oh, is this neat? Phil, this is so neat.
You betcha.
So, all of the music in this is all orchestral soundtrack, real instruments. It's actually being done by the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra, and was scored by the same guy that does all the music for the movies as well. So, the same guy that did Spirited Away.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So what, are they taking the this thing for a joyride?
Yeah, well, this is like some sort of like greaser wannabe kid who like builds cars in his garage.
Well, he's got that appearance.
Mm.
Wins the science fairs and all.
There's a star on the map.
Oh, okay.
You can go elsewhere.
One of these kind of. At least he runs a bit better than the main character on Bug Island.
No, it's the game's got a lot of sort of movement controls and whatnot. It's really, really nicely done. Playing this, I was sort of able to see where Level 5 had sort of gotten inspiration from the previous games they've made. Like, there's a lot of sort of parallels between this game and Dragon Quest 9, like mechanics-wise.
Yeah.
It's bad. Please, Oliver, don't go. Huh?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
How do you know my name?
Ollie, what's taking you so long?
I'm sorry, Phil. Someone saw me.
Oh, man. Who was it?
Oh, that girl over.
Uh-oh.
What are you talking about? Huh? There's nobody there.
She's like a fairy or
That's
something.
weird.
Keep watching,
She was right
or
there.
playing.
Well, I'm more watching at the moment.
Very merry.
That's the way with JRPGs. Like, a lot of JRPGs, especially older ones, like, they're sort of more watching and less playing.
Oh, okay.
And, like, a lot of the gameplay that's involved is sort of very grindy. You know, random encounters with the sort of rows of monsters on the side of the screen, and you sort of click attack and magic and item and whatnot. And a lot of people like those, and a lot of people don't.
Well, the thing I like about these newer ones, like, it actually feels like you're watching a movie yet playing a game at the same time.
But see, this one, as far as JRPGs go, I really like, because the combat is much more involved than your traditional JRPG. You actually get to run around and cast spells, and you'll see more of that later. It gets into it pretty quick.
What would you
I
have
mean,
me
well,
do?
pretty quick as far as this long ass cutscene goes.
I really want to just skip this.
Your radiance.
Can I skip this? I do not want to know the story.
No. Don't skip this part though. This is important.
Mom, help me!
Well, that bed sheet came off pretty quickly.
Sweetie?
Now, does he have a father?
Where are you? Oliver?
It's really nice the camera shots as well.
Hmm.
Like a lot of games that have these type of cutscenes,
You're kind of busy.
pretty static, but
Well, now that you mention it, I do have
this
to
is really
practice
adding
my
to the mood,
concert
I
in the
reckon.
morning. Oh yeah? So you'll be in bed kind of early, huh? Oliver. Oliver.
You missed an important plot point when you skipped that cutscene. The evil parrot did something. He did something bad
he
because he's evil and a parrot.
did he break their car?
Yes, that's what he did.
Yes.
Okay, apparently you didn't need to watch the
Now, would you
cutscene.
listen to her purr? Ready? Take it slow to start with, okay?
Yep, got it.
All right.
Cue Eurobeat from Initial D.
Ah, yeah, Super Eurobeat. Good stuff.
We could give that game a try.
The initial
At
D
some- at
games.
some point.
Oh my god. Some of them are so bad. Like
I've
they're
got
all like
the,
old arcade races.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got the one on PlayStation 2,
We have liftoff.
which I think
Whoa.
replicates Arcade Stage 3.
You know the anime is still ongoing. Like they just recently did stage 5 or 6
Yeah.
or something.
I've been meaning to take a look at that. Ooh. No good, no good.
Uh-oh.
Ah. Ah.
This is where he becomes Aquaman.
Nobody ever wants to be Aquaman.
Oliver? Philip, what happened?
It's Ollie.
Oliver!
What did you do to my little Ollie?
Oliver? Oliver, wake up! Mom? Oh, sweetie, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry. I swear, if I'd known, I never would have.
Don't be silly, Phil. What about your car?
That hunk of junk, I can make another one in no time.
Well, I think you two have had quite enough excitement for one day.
Yes, ma'am.
She's like not even mad, which makes
Are you okay?
no sense to me.
Just
But
twisted
yeah.
my ankle
She's
back
just
there.
glad that her son's safe.
Children get up to next.
Uh-oh.
Allie,
Allie?
are you okay?
Mom? What's wrong?
The baby's coming.
Mom?
She always did have a weak heart.
Mom?
Dear.
I'll fetch the doctor.
Mom!
Is there a doctor in the house?
Oliver, sweetie. Oh, sweetie.
Mom.
Yeah, so she has like a stroke or a heart attack or
I
something.
know you will. You're good now. For me.
I think him nearly drowning just put her over the edge.
Yeah,
Mom?
Wait, she's not dead, is she?
yeah, no, she dies.
That was really sudden.
Don't leave
I have one thing to tell you before I die. You are.
Yeah, dies.
Mommy, don't leave me. Mom.
Sentimental fool. Sacrificing herself to save her child.
And yet, thanks to her, the boy lives.
Of course.
Is that bird like the
Shorn of
comic
his
relief?
mother's love to
Nah,
him,
he's like
now
evil
turned
henchman.
for guidance.
No, I would say Mr. Drippy is the comic relief.
Where our powers are
Oh, that thing from the start.
Yep, with the lantern hanging from his nose.
Any guy with a lantern hanging from his nose is comic relief.
I'm sure the ending will be engaging.
I love like the effect on the coat.
Yeah. It's like
The
a-
inside is the universe. It is a universe-lined coat.
So now could you stick your hand in that and
And like fiddle with the planets.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oliver, honey, I brought you some apple pie. I'll just leave it here for you, okay, dearie?
Really smashing through this game, aren't we?
I think the intro, I mean, despite being long, it really sets the scene for the game. But I agree, it is quite long.
You'll just have to wait until dinner, Timmy told her. Oh, it's so sad.
Well, it's a bit of a toss up with some of these games. Do you watch a good opening like this and engage in the story, or do you get straight into it?
Yeah, like a lot of game developers these days really want to push like the narrative, like almost like some of them would rather be making movies than
Yeah.
games. But I mean, when you got Studio Ghibli involved in a game, of course it's going to have like a really good story and soundtrack and voice work, and then like lots of story disposition cutscenes.
Something wrong, sweetie?
But then it's also got sort of equally good
Just come back soon.
sort of game mechanics.
Of course, sweetie.
Although I suppose that's a matter of opinion, because a lot of the game mechanics are sort of traditional JRPG-ish.
Yeah.
Side quests and exploration and whatnot.
Well, one game that I doubt we will ever play, and I have never played it before, Metal Gear Solid 4. I've heard that has like
it's like hundreds of hours of cutscenes. Yeah.
right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And, so our video will probably be over.
So his toy has become real.
Okay.
Whoa, what's all this? Curse lifted, is it? Tiny! I'm free! Free!
Huh? What just happened?
So if you want, you can
just
probably
witnessed the
skip
rebirth
this
of
bit.
Drippy, Lord High,
I'm
And,
up for that.
Yeah.
He's
And-
just introducing himself.
Yeah. I'll paraphrase what happens here. So the premise of the movie is that his mum sort of dies after he does something stupid, and in his grief, his tears make this toy sort of come alive, and it takes him to another world where he's like the savior of this world and whatnot. And he's kind of hesitant to do so at first, but the fairy promises that you can get your mother's soul back and bring her back to life, because the same people exist in both worlds.
Yeah.
So if you can find her sort of
What could be in a
soulmate
place like
in the
this?
other world, the person who is the mirror to the real
But it will burn
world's
in there.
person's soul, then you can bring her back.
Oh, so it's like uniting them both so they appear in the same place.
Yeah.
Really?
But like my neighbor Totoro, you're never quite sure whether it's actually happening or whether it's something going on in his head as part of like the grieving process.
That there is the wizard's companion. The
So is this that
wizarding
same
knowledge.
book
The wizard's
Yep.
that you get with the DS version
Yep.
in Japan?
Yep. It's just the Book of Spells.
Wizard's Companion.
And so in this game, you can actually look through the book. It's got like a digital book in the game that you can flick through. And it's really well done because it's got lovely artwork all the way through it. And I think as a pre-order bonus, you could actually get like a proper printed and bound version of this. Or maybe it was part of the collector's edition. It was really nice. You can put your name in the Wizard's Companion.
Oh,
Oh, real mature. But
yes.
I'm gonna laugh if they all refer to you as Bud now.
Tidy. Right, magic in our way over to my world, is it? Now let's see.
I'm just picturing like in the cutscenes like a Microsoft Sam kind of thing where it interprets the voice that of the name that you chose.
That's a pain.
We must go on our adventure now,
Just have to look for one
Buzz.
outside.
Huh? We
Is
won't
this
find
something
one out there.
worthy of skipping?
Don't nitpick,
Yeah.
baby bunting.
It's just more talking. You gotta go find a magic wand so you can cast a spell from the book to actually get to the other world.
So do you think I'll get into a like a battle or something within this first hour?
Yeah, easily.
I saw some red text there that would have been important.
Yeah, he's looking for a stick-like thing. So, for memory, if you go to the right or the left... Oh, no, you got to talk to him a bunch of times, that's
Okay.
right.
Oh, around here. Okay.
No, you just,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you just skip all of this, keep following him around.
Go, go. So all this stopping is kind of pointless.
He's explaining the inventory screen now. There's a huge inventory of like items and things.
Goody.
And it's unlimited, so you never have to worry about running out of space or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very handy.
It's the worst when you have to go to like boxes and stuff. Say like Resident Evil. You have to put your inventory in your box and everything and keep going back.
There's a star.
There we go. At least it's a bit easier to follow this map than the one on Bug Island.
Yeah,
Where
which
you-
doesn't actually show any...
You don't know where
markers.
those little blips are or anything.
Yeah.
So is anyone in this town wondering why he's got this little creature with a lantern on his nose?
I don't think they can actually see him. Like I said, it's quite possibly like all in the kid's head, and he's just sort of like wandering around the streets holding the toy. Like you can never be quite sure because yeah, like he sort of makes some excuse as to why normal people can't see him.
Mm. They couldn't have just had a cutscene where he walks over to the girl. I have to actually walk.
They explained like the
We met before.
inventory thing. Just skip this.
How do you know who I am?
Yes. Thank you, little girl.
Go up.
Can I move with the D-pad as well? No.
No, only the joystick by the looks. The D-pad is used for some of the combat mechanics.
Okay.
In fact, like I said, like the combat is really involved, and sometimes I kind of feel like I need 3 hands to do it well. But it's not that bad. It's still quite
Do you
playable.
really think we
As
should
if
be
like
doing
it's
this here?
fast
No
paced.
worries, man.
Yeah, it is.
Normal
It's
people
quite
can't see
fast-paced.
magic, see? Go on, Ollie boy. Cast game.
Oh, you missed a cool cutscene
Oh.
where he casts gateway. Alright, hit X. Cast gateway.
The one time I don't ask you if I should get a cutscene.
No, actually, I think it's this one. It's like this really cool animation of the gate opening.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Tin man, you got it.
Ridiculous.
Expecto Patronum.
Whoa.
Alakazam. Omega.
Go on, boy.
So in this game, you actually move between the 2 worlds frequently because sometimes if you can't get access to a person in one world, you visit their like soulmate in the other.
Is this like the spirit world?
Yeah, it is. It's like a reflection
Tiny.
type thing, but not really. It is and it isn't.
Bizarro world?
Yeah, well, I'd say it is a reflection world, but it's not really because you only ever have access to this town
Mm.
in the real world, but you have this huge world map that you can explore
For the
in the other
last
world.
time, it's Oliver.
Hey, it's not bad work for a crybaby, this.
Oh,
So I'm guessing that other people can see this because that lady with her dog before.
Well, the dog was barking, but lady couldn't see anything. So there's always been like this mythology that dogs and animals can see things that humans can't.
Yeah.
Didn't you know about that? Really? It seemed like everything, like from alien abductions to like spirits and fairies and ghost stories and whatnot. That the dogs always know that they're there.
Like you see the dogs barking at a blank wall or something.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I'm sure it stems from some old superstition or story or something.
Yeah. Thing is, I wonder if that stuff is actually true.
Here we go.
First battle?
Yep, first battle. Against a rough.
Alright, so I can attack.
Yeah, so at the moment you can only do stuff yourself, you don't have any summons.
Okay.
So you've got HP and MP, and then if you use left and right on the D-pad, you can select the speech bubbles to do your things.
Okay.
And you can move in real time. And what you do is, if you select attack, it'll actually start like a 10-second timer where he'll start attacking.
Yeah.
And then when the timer runs out, the bubbles come up again, you can select again. Yeah, so he'll just keep doing it. And you can also move around using the circle stick.
Yeah.
And you pick up the orbs that drop for HP and MP. And then if you see how there's also a cooldown timer on the thing as well? Because your spells will appear as bubbles as well. You can't use them constantly. Same with like using items. If you go to provisions, you got your sandwiches and coffee.
Yeah.
To restore your HP and whatnot. And yeah, and then you've got defend as well. And see, like the reason like when you click the thing, you only do the action for a certain amount of time means that you have to be careful with the timing of, say, your defense. Because you'll see an enemy start to charge up like a big fireball. If you hit defend too early, you might stop defending by the time he casts it.
Yeah, and you'll just move your hands out of the way and he'll attack you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, our world is absolutely riddled with beasties. But keep that up and you'll have nothing to worry about. Right, let's get a move on, shall we?
I love his
Mr.
voice.
Drippy.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious.
How are we going?
Well, first off, we need to get you a wand.
But I already have a wand.
You're having a laugh, aren't you? That thing's about as magical as a flipping cabbage. Just squeeze it in, you spell out of it, but you can forget about anything.
Look how disappointed he looks.
Honestly,
I thought I had a wand.
Oh, sorry.
Now, I told you Ding Dong Dell was just over by yonder, didn't I?
Ooh, trophy.
Cheap.
You want to go to that town over in the back? See it? Yeah, this is one of the other things I like. Freaking random encounters, like are not so random. You can see the enemies on the map, and so they'll chase you, or you can try and avoid them, or you can chase them.
That reminds me of the Tales games.
Yeah, well, see, a lot of JRPGs do that, and then a lot don't, and go for the Final Fantasy. Just sort of the screen suddenly shears away and goes to a battle thing. But I much prefer being able to see the monsters.
I would rather that as well, because if you want to grind, then you can choose whether you want to run into an enemy or not.
Yeah. So in this game, like enemies that are significantly higher level than you, or just animals or monsters that are territorial will chase you. But if you're a significantly higher level than they are, they'll run from you instead.
Like being intimidated and stuff.
Yeah, well, that is usually really good, but there are some cases where that's annoying, because you might get it like a fetch quest to go get 10 beast livers from something, and you're that much higher level than the thing that drops them that they all run from you, and it's quite difficult to then catch them.
Okay. What's up with him?
Like a classic case of
Broken-heartedness.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is where that whole grieving subplot storyline thing comes back into it again. The main thing that you'll do in this is try and fix people that have had their hearts stolen by the bad guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they're broken-hearted and they need more of something, like whether it be kindness or temperance or something like that, or love. And so you'll need to get some from a source and then give it to the person who's lacking it.
Okay, I see. Mend a broken heart. Come on, weird Drippy. Just give him a kiss on the cheek. So what does he have to say for himself?
You see, when they're broken-hearted, they just sort of stand around with a blank stare and do not do their job.
Oh, well, this guy's
really energetic.
Yeah, this guy's getting a bit of action, isn't he?
Yeah, so you don't have the ability to transfer at the moment, but you got one guy who's not energetic enough.
Yeah.
And one guy who's really energetic. So what you end up doing is like taking some energy from that guy and giving it to the other. And like there's like 5 or 6 different kinds of this sort of personality energy that you grab and store and then give to other people that are brokenhearted. It's one of the main mechanics in this game, and it's probably the worst one in the game, to be honest.
I see what you mean by a bottomless bag.
Yeah.
Unlimited inventory. Alright, so...
You gotta go back. Turn around and go back.
Did it tell me to go back?
Yeah.
I'm really
You
not
gotta go.
paying
You gotta go
much
to the
attention here.
forest. So head to the left, and then go up. Yeah.
So is this an enemy right here?
Yep.
Let me go battling. Is it one of those things where if you like run in front of them or behind them, you can attack first?
Yes, it is.
Let's do it!
See, you have the upper hand. He's back his
Okay.
turn, so he won't do anything until you sort of select an action. It's a bartender.
So if I choose defend,
If
I
you-
can't move though.
Yep. But you take like,
Okay.
and you can't use defend again anytime soon if it's got a cooldown. You got it. So when you keep attacking like in a row, eventually you'll get like a critical hit, and they're pretty common. But you hit them in like the weak spot and it does massive damage.
Yeah.
So you've got all sorts of stats, and you've got items that you can equip as well.
Yep.
Much like traditional JRPG fare. Keep going backwards. Follow the up. No, up. See
way?
the star on the
Oh, okay, yeah.
map? You're going the wrong direction.
What am I doing? Oh, here we go, okay. I thought the map would flip around with where I'm going.
Yeah, see that thing just tried to chase you. No one's chasing you now. Oh, he'll get you. He'll get you.
You sure?
Maybe, probably not. You're outrunning him.
Too quick for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the, probably not the word you use anymore, but the draw distance.
Ah, see,
Oh.
they've got the upper hand on you, and because 2 of them were there at the time as well, you're going to have...
Let's do it!
Oh no, it's still only the one dude. Oh, you're lucky this time.
Oh, come on.
Sleepy fowl. Nope. Oh, you're still not awake. Ah, now you're good.
So is this guy healing me?
Drippy, yeah, you can set him to do different things, but yeah, he'll support from the sides. Shortly, you actually get the ability to do summons, and that's where it starts to get really Pokemon-ish.
Yeah.
So if you like Pokemon, you'll probably love this, because you get to capture these monsters at some point, and you send them out to fight for you, and you sort of command them from the sidelines, and you set them to fight instead, and they level up and have their own stats as well, and they evolve. Typically with 3 stages of evolution, much like Pokemon.
So I think you mentioned that this some guy that did Dragon Quest was on the same thing as this, yeah?
Yeah, you know, the company that made this is the same one that did Dragon Quest 9. Like,
Okay.
which is just that particular Dragon Quest. But, like, there's definitely sort of lots of similarities between that series and this game.
Because I'm familiar with the Joker series or something where you can actually capture the monsters. So I'm wondering if that's sort of like the same mechanic.
Well, in this you play music to the monsters, and then they like you, and come with you, sort of thing. Yeah. There, yeah. You see the big tree? Go to that way. Turn left.
Alright.
Go
There's
in.
actually a path that leads in here.
Yep.
It's follow the yellow brick road.
So I spent a lot of time when I was playing this, like, just tracking down, like, all the different monsters and then trying to capture them, because just entering a fight with that monster, there's no guarantee you'll be able to capture it.
Yep.
Because you have to sort of like impress it in combat before you can try wooing it with the music.
Yep. So it's sort of like Pokemon, where you got to attack it to a certain point where you can capture it.
Yeah, you basically got to like bring its health all the way down without killing it, so that it sort of sits in this like, ooh, I've been beaten state, and then you play music to it, and everything's cool.
It's a save spot, is it?
Yeah.
We'll just skip that. See, I like this close-up view a bit better.
Yeah, see, the world map is sort of zoomed all the way out, although I think you can zoom in on it.
Because the world map does look really nice, but that zoomed-out view is a bit like...
In the actual areas, it's always like this, and they're always like really detailed and really colourful and just really nice looking.
Apart from when it's in standard definition, like what we're doing now.
Well, that just makes it fuzzy.
A lot of motion blur.
Jeepers.
Ollie boy, meet old Father O.
They might not be able to see it over the YouTube compression.
Probably.
It's you. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I got a visitor by you.
I think I'll skip this.
From another world, see?
Yeah, form familiar. Yeah, so that's your everyday spells. You see you got 3 tabs up there. You use the triggers to switch between. So then you also get offensive and then like all.
So the everyday spells, that's in the open world or something?
Yeah, they're the ones that are used. They're kind of like HMs. You need them to progress through the game. Like Gateway obviously moves you between the 2 realms. Form Familiar summons your things in battle.
Okay.
And then you get like, you know, sort of strength and dig and fly type ones. Stuff required to progress through the game.
Can't wait to get the strength ability and move boulders.
What's this?
That's tidy work, Ollie boy. Look at that. A warrior from your very own heart. A familiar.
This is a familiar?
That's right. The fighting spirit inside you made flesh. A soldier of your soul.
He can really help me fight? Huh?
Pop.
Ouch! That was a mean trick.
And the stronger you get, the harder he's gonna hit as well.
Wow.
That's neat. So this is pretty much summon a guy to help me in battle.
Yeah. So you can have 3 sort of in your inventory at any given time.
Familiar a name.
You accidentally stuck a 0 on the end.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yes, that's very random.
Okay, his name is Tree. So your name is Butt and your familiar is Tree.
Yeah, it looks like something that should be in DuckTales. Quack, quack, quack.
Ah, and there's your healing spell.
Okay. Ooh, fireball.
So there are some spells that you get as sort of necessary or part to finish the game or part of the storyline, and there are others that you get from side quests or exploration.
Just extra spells in combat and stuff.
Yeah, like the fireball spell you just got is good for combat, so you're about to do another fight, just to explain how it's different from before.
Just think what you want him to do and he'll do it. It's as easy as falling off a log, man.
Okay? Just think what I want him to do. Here goes.
So is he controlling him through his mind?
Yep, just telepathy. It's because they're like warriors of your soul.
Let's go!
Familiar sort of thing. Yeah, so you can choose to fight as yourself or you can summon your familiar.
Okay, I might summon him first.
Yep.
So I press...
X, I think it is.
Oh, okay, I can switch between them.
Here goes!
Yeah, and so now you sort of give him orders and tell him what to do. But he's got his own little health bar, which is that circle, which will run out as he takes damage and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's almost more like a time limit. So you eventually have to bring him back and then fight with yourself for a little while, or summon another familiar.
Okay.
And yeah, as he's explaining there as well, they all have star signs which act like your, type effective elements.
Yeah.
So instead of, fire, water, leaf, and electric and all that, you've got like sun, moon, star, and Saturn, I think was one.
It's a little bit more to get your head around. Since
Yeah,
it's like Pokemon.
It's really complicated. Like, they've almost gotten like a JRPG, a Dragon Quest game, and Pokemon, and mixed all three games together without actually cutting any of the game mechanics. So what you get is a very complicated game that's just sort of really, really fun to play.
Okay.
Or at least I think it's fun to play.
This could be a game on its own. This is it's really cute. These little creatures. I'll get my health back.
Yeah. So you're controlling his movement, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, except he automatically runs up to the enemies when you hit attack, doesn't he?
Oh, I haven't noticed that. I might give that a try. Attack. Yeah, he's doing that.
Yeah. So eventually you also get other party members up to 3. So
Yep.
you can have 3 familiars, and then there's 3 party members that each have 3 familiars. Yeah. So it quickly starts getting quite complicated because you can set the AI to do things. So they'll sit at the back and they'll be casting spells, and you can set it to support or offense or whatnot. Or you can try and micromanage and control everyone at once, and you end up just like furiously mashing buttons on the controller. And the D-pad serves as a really good way of quickly moving between menus.
So this is all single player, right?
Yeah. It's all single player. There's no multiplayer component, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just seems like it could use a bit of a Tales kind of multiplayer add-on where your friends can join.
And play the other party members.
Yeah.
There's been a few JRPGs that did that. Dragon Quest 9 also had that as well, since we've been mentioning that a few times. Dragon Quest 9 had excellent multiplayer functions.
This is one thing that frustrates me, all this learning. Sometimes I just want to get straight into it.
Well, that's why the intro for this takes so long, and it's going to take up pretty much like the entirety of our time recording, is because there's so many mechanics to introduce, and then there's all the plot to establish as well. So, unfortunately, while we're recording, you're not going to be able to get massively into the storyline, but that's probably a good thing, since the main reason you would play these is for the storyline, and you don't want to spoil the story to anyone.
Well, I know I'm getting a pretty good look into what this is going to turn out to be like.
Yeah.
I think I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah, you are.
I have to get all the way down.
Oh, you have to go that way. Nah,
Yeah.
you got to go the other direction, I think.
I just assumed going down.
Nah, you went back to the one map. You got to go back in.
Okay.
Nah, there was a turn you missed. This is the first boss fight, which was actually in like an E3 demo that they did as well. So there's already videos of this on the net. Yeah,
Alright,
so
I got that way, yeah. I like how it's just uncovering the map as I go. It's that thing.
You got a loaf of white bread.
Yummy.
It's better than brown bread or wholemeal bread.
You got some wholemeal bread.
Ew. It's like open inventory, discard.
You got a coupon to buy some bread.
Amusingly, they probably did this on purpose as well. There is 150 monsters in this game.
That's not a lot, is it?
No, that's the same number of Pokemon they originally added with the first Pokemon
Oh,
game.
okay. And can you recruit all of the monsters?
It's hard, and like Pokemon, some are better than others as well. As well as when you evolve them, counts as well.
Yep. Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
Yeah, jumping on the water, and if you rotate the camera as well, like the water looks cool.
Yeah. Just didn't expect that when he's jumping over. I thought I was just gonna walk across it. So all these different enemies have different attack patterns and strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, they're as detailed as Pokemon, which is really cool. And I just sort of remembered this because Mr. Droopy was talking about it before. But this game has a feature in it where you feed traits to the familiars, and it, you know, like makes them like you more and whatnot.
Like Tamagotchi.
No, it's a bit like Pokemon and Me, except this game predates Pokemon XY.
Oh, he did a nice run up there. Some health back.
You're running out of time. You have to summon him back out, so you hit L1.
Okay, so L1.
Yeah, and switch back to yourself.
Okay.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Now you'll have to finish the fight while he recharges. You can see the little circle around his portrait is recharging.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you had other familiars, you could just
bring out another one.
Send one of those out.
I just want to avoid bringing him out because I don't want him dying. So, is there a lot of grinding in this to level up?
If you want to explore all of the monsters,
yep,
and try different ones out, yeah, because when you catch them, they're at a low level, and you gotta level them up and put items on them and whatnot. They've also got equip slots that you can put items on as well, just like you do. So it's even more items and even more sort of complexity. But you get Mighty as part of the storyline. There's a couple others you get as part of the storyline. There's also a couple that were released as free DLC or a pre-order bonus for the game, and they're really good. Like really, really good. I think Griffey was the free DLC one, and he's like one of the strongest familiars.
Yeah. So
you could just get like Mighty and Griffey and just like one other familiar, and you could just rush through the whole game, and that would be fine. You're not going to need to like switch them out for something stronger later, really, because to my knowledge, like there's a huge number of levels, and you can just sort of keep going up. But yeah, if you want to stop and explore all the familiars, it will take forever.
I'm actually interested in trying out the DS version, just to see what that's like.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's different to this. It's very, very different. And it uses the touchscreen controls, but I suppose you're gonna kind of need to know Japanese to be able to enjoy it.
Well, being a text-heavy game, I'd say. There you go, I caught him off guard.
Let's do it!
Here goes!
There we go, I think I got a critical hit there.
Alright, so hurry up and go down to the boss fight, because this is starting to get pretty long in the recording. So I think sort of once you do the boss fight, we'll call it the quits. You can run as well.
Okay, how do I do that?
Oh god.
Let's go!
Run away. There you go.
Hurry!
Bye.
Go! A bit like reminds me of Kingdom Hearts a little bit as well, selecting with the D-pad.
Yes, yeah, it's very similar to the deck system. in some of the Kingdom Hearts games.
So if I can hopefully get to this first...
Yeah, it's just around the
boss
corner because
battle.
there's a save point right there, so that means it's around the corner.
So if I die...
If you die, then it's the end of this video.
Here we go.
It's the flippin' Guardian. He says flippin' a lot. He keeps dropping that F-bomb.
Yeah, they have to keep it G rating. Here we go. It's always a big, ugly looking creature.
Some of the boss fights get spectacular. There are a couple of games that I really remember for like epic boss fights. This is not high on that list, but they're quite cool. Because I mean, this is a small boss, and some of them are huge.
I don't know how I'm going to go in terms of attacking this guy. I'm probably going to die.
Well, you're going to need to pick up the health globy things, because when you take hits, it actually goes to Oliver's health.
Okay.
So every time Mighty gets a smack, all of his health drops.
So are these things just randomly coming out? Yep.
Well, he just switch off for him now, because the recharge is less if you swap out before he goes flat.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah, so you're going to need to use the defend command, but don't do it straight away. Now. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, too late.
Too late? Oh!
Quick, get the orbs! Get the orbs!
Stop talking! Shouldn't have done that.
Bye.
Oh!
Guardian of the Woods.
Well, that ended his adventure pretty quickly.
Yeah, well... I mean, when you're playing normally, you might actually stop and level up your character a little bit before going into a boss fight, but...
Yeah, so, yeah, I actually enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yeah?
Probably not as much as what I would Pokemon, but I think I'd need to get into this.
Do you have a PlayStation 3?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. You can't borrow my PlayStation 3. You can borrow the game if you had one. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.